Hi everyone, this is Dr. Elise Arabian from my Los Angeles office, again offering you a short video on how to better cope with all that's going on. I've also scheduled a half-hour weekly live chat on Facebook, so please mark your calendars and join me on Friday for conversation, Q&A, and a short meditation together. Also, following these videos, I've created a coronavirus care blog page, which should go up shortly. And once I have that up and running, I'll give you the details on going there and reading the blog posts. Again, the purpose of these short videos and blogs and the Facebook Live page is to stay connected with you during these times and to offer you some care and support as we go through some of these tougher days. There are lots of wonderful resources online, and if you read my Facebook page, I offer some suggestions on how to keep yourself and your family occupied while staying in social isolation. But the key thing is that if you're feeling a lot of stress to a point where it's becoming hard to concentrate or feel okay, then it's time to reach out for some professional care and support. You can either contact me for information about that or send me an email for some resources. Okay, so while it's not clear how much longer we're going to be dealing with this virus and social isolation, even though we're supposed to go till the end of April, it may be much longer. So it's important that we keep our mental health and sanity. And I received a note from a friend in Uganda today that there have only been 33 cases found over there and no deaths yet. So hopefully other parts of the world, especially developing countries, are not going to suffer gravely as a result of what's going on. So my prayers out to all my friends around the globe outside of the United States. So aside from offering you some emotional and psychological support, I thought it would be important to offer some spiritual support as well. And one way to do this is to read the blog post which I've written on looking at our current situation from a more spiritual perspective. And to briefly go over that with you today in this video is basically to say that there are three levels of looking at the current situation in a more holistic way. And I refer to these three ways as three levels of consciousness. The first level being where we're at currently with our thoughts and feelings around the coronavirus, which impacts our mental health and our physical health, our financial health, and what goes on politically. And much of that on this first level, it's based in fear thinking and scarcity. So a lot of our energy goes into fear thoughts around what's going to happen to me, what's going to happen to our community, what's going to happen to the world, what's going to happen to me financially, what's going to happen politically. So a lot of these questions come about as a result of fear-based thinking. Then I go into second level of consciousness around looking at the coronavirus crisis from a more holistic perspective, which is to take everything into consideration and to sit with these questions and these fears and to contemplate and reflect on what's going on a bigger picture. And once we do that, we're able to reach a place of greater acceptance. Acceptance that this could be very much a new normal, that we are not going to necessarily go back to how things were because of what we've experienced and what we've been through, changes that are going to be permanent in our institutions, and of course changes that are going to affect us, our children, and our future generations. So this second level of consciousness is a place of deep and radical acceptance. Once you sit with that long enough and you reflect on that, then you enter into the third level of consciousness or perspective, which is radical compassion and acts of compassion. From that place, you develop a deep love and understanding for the suffering of others, including yourself, of loved ones. And if some of you actually lose people close to you, the mourning that goes along with that, and the compassion that develops from that. From that place, we have a choice to either stay in a place of deep reflection and place of quiet, or to feel motivated to then act in ways that uplift humanity and help what's going on a more permanent basis, whether it's helping to change what's going on in our environment, in our medical system, in our political system, or changes within our own basic family system at home. So it can be an opportunity for great change in the most wonderful way, but one that arises out of the pain and suffering. And I understand that it's a lot easier to talk about this than to do this, but it is another opportunity for you to think about this from a more holistic or a greater point of view, rather than just from your own personal suffering. So I've written about this in more detail. I'll give you the information on where to find it, and I would love to hear some of your comments or questions around this blog post or video. I'll bring more to you next week, and I'm looking forward to seeing you live on Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.